Hey guys, it's Vesper Starwolf, and I'm here to talk about the time I went to Saluki ComicCon 2018. Saluki Comic Con is another small local con. It's actually in the local college that I actually went to and met a lot of my furry friends there. So, you know, it's actually coming up again here shortly, and I'll be sure to go to that too. It's a lot of fun to hang out with friends. It's small. It's actually like a 2-day con, I think. I only went 1 day on Saturday. And, yeah, so I got to the con. I have like, my sleeves are in my head, and my tail's in my bag, or the other way around, and like, I'm just carrying this head around. I go to the place I have to pay the registration. It's only like $10, and I just set my head down. This chick's looking at me like, what the hell is this? You know, I pay, I get my little wristband, and then I see my friends walking up, and I was like, oh hey, I don't have to look for my friends. So, you know, met up with them. They were going up the stairs to like de-head for a bit, so I was like, alright, I can go up and put my suit on. So we got up the escalator, and later we found out that one of the newspaper people like took a picture of us going up the escalator and used that as the picture for the newspaper, and which is like kind of ridiculous because like, I don't know why you would get just some random people going up an escalator instead of like the con floor space where everyone was, but that's the picture they used. Yeah, upstairs they had like an LGBT, like, it was an organization for LGBT youth and stuff, but they gave us free food and soda, so it was nice. Yeah, so what I really liked about this con was I got to hang out with most of my friends. I have a couple different friend groups, you know, I have like the furry one at the college, and then I ran into another friend that I hardly hang out with. We're okay friends, but not like buddy friends, and I actually hung out with him at the con for a little bit, and then sometime later, like when the furry group dispersed, it was like after lunch, I think, my friend group showed up, and I got to hang out with them, and it was really cool. But yeah, and we call it Basement Con because sometimes we just go down to the basement area. It's really cold and cool down there. We just sit and hang out. But, yeah. Yeah, we were worried about lunch because it was like, they only had like Sbarro's at the time, I think, which is like an Italian type of place, but they have really greasy like pizza, and even their like breadsticks are super greasy, and we're like, no, don't get on the fur. But we put our suit parts on the tables, and we had someone watch them while we went and got food. At the same time as the con, they had a craft fair, so there's people that were specifically there for the craft fair, and so we went to, we were getting our food, and there's this older lady there, and she did a double take, and she's like, they're wearing tails! So, I think there were some people that didn't really know what was going on. They didn't really react when we walked through in fursuit, but I mean, we've suited in the student center of the college before, so I don't know, maybe they're used to us. So, yeah, not much went on. I didn't go to any panels or like anything like that. I went through the dealer's den a couple times. That was great. I bought a Todoroki like pin, and I was in suit when I went through the first time, and I was like, I need to get this, and I like told the dealer, I was like, hey, I want this pin, this Todoroki pin, and she's like, what'd you say? I whip over my like Ida bag that has my Todoroki like pins and buttons, and I was like, yeah, Todoroki, and she's like, oh, okay, yeah, here. Yeah, and got my picture taken with a pink and a red Power Ranger. They were there. I can't remember which ones they were or their names, but like actual like the actors that played the Power Rangers, which was really cool. You know, me and my brother grew up watching that, and they had their like helmets and they were holding them for the picture. And by this time I had desuited and I was holding Vesper's head, so I was like, yes, I am a Power Ranger. I passed, while in suit, I passed by, I wasn't wearing my sleeves. I was wearing just some cheap cosplay paws. That comes in, like, I just suddenly remember that because I lost one of the rubber paw pads and we were trying to look through the dealer's den to find it, but we never found it. It kind of sucked. Yeah, I was like overheating by that time, so I couldn't really look for it. We had to get out, like, that's a story. But no, I was passing by, I don't know if it was the creator or the actor who played her, but, someone was there for, like, Gem and the Holograms. I never watched that growing up, but I know of it, seen a few episodes. So we passed by, and she's like, oh my god, furries! And she's like, hey! And I'm like, oh my god. It was kind of funny. So we're walking through the dealer's den. Now, I'm in fursuit. I wasn't wearing my sleeves. Thank goodness I wasn't, because what happened next? What happened next? So, we're walking, and we get to this anime, like, vendor. She has these pillows. I see them from afar, and I'm like, is that what I think it is? So I run up to these pillows, and I see it. So, okay, well, I got so excited. So I saw this beautiful, beautiful Tododeku pillow. And on the side it's like that. But, oh my gosh. I saw this and I just got super excited. I'm a huge Tododeku shipper. And, I mean, back then it was like even worse. I was like in my peak Tododeku phase. So I get super excited. Heavy breathing and everything. But you see, when you're in a large room that's filled with a lot of people, you're wearing a fursuit head, breathing heavily, you start to overheat a lot. I'm like out of it now. I grab the pillow. I go to the person running the booth. I give her my money. I almost leave both the pillow and my change because I am so out of it. This is when I noticed, anyway, I did get my change and the pillow. This is when I noticed one of my paw pads was missing, and I was like, oh my god, I'm missing a paw pad. But I was like, no, I have to get out of here. So, we're like walking out when I ran into one of my casual friends. He's like, hey, Vesper, and I was like, hey. I was like, we're heading out. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll see you later. I was like, no, we're just heading out of this room, and he's like, oh, I'll come with you. So that's how I ran into him, and we hung out a bit after that. I was like, look at what I got, and he's like, but yeah, at the anime booth, I ran into like a friend of a friend, and either his friend or his boyfriend, I don't know, but he's like, oh, hey, Vesper, and he's like, he introduced me, he's like, hey, this is so-and-so's friend, and I'm just like, hey, I'm in a fursuit. Yeah, it's weird, I get recognized a lot, like, in fursuit. People, like, friends and friends of friends who hasn't even really seen my fursuit will be like, hey, yeah, I know who that is. It's funny. It's all in good fun, though. No one really cares. They're just like, yeah, that's Vesper. She wears a dog head sometimes. But, well, I'm a wolf, but, you know. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know if anything else really happened. Like, after that, I had to de-suit for a bit, cool down. So we went back to the cafeteria. Me and that friend I ran into, we traded some Pokemon and Pokemon Go. It was just a fun time, just casual, you know. My other friend showed up, I ran out there, and I was like, look at this pillow! Ah, I love it so much. In the dealer's den, we passed by a woman and her baby, and she's like, oh, look at the doggy! And I was like, hello. Baby started crying, and I was like, oh god, no. I looked back, and my friends were just like, for shame, Vespa. For shame. And I was like, it's not my fault. I'm like the least scary one in this group. But, you know, it happens. That's about all that happened. This was the first con I really noticed that there was people selling books, and it really inspired me. Like, I would love, like, one day when I have books to sell, because I do write. More on that later, but I would just love to sell my books at a con. Like, I don't think I would sell at furry cons, because I don't write furry literature. They might, I mean, furries would probably enjoy them, because I do have lots of animal characters and stuff like that, but they're not, like, strictly furry books. I kind of write to the mainstream a bit. But it inspired me. I would love to try at least once to sell books at a convention, you know. Me and that friend I ran into did talk about, like, doing, like, a split half and half of a table. Like, he does his art and I do my writing. Definitely won't happen this year, but maybe one day it'd be nice to sell at Saluki ComicCon one of these days. Probably when I have at least a book or two out. Currently working towards that, so hopefully one day. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching!